On everybody, welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. I am your host, Mistress Carrie, and I am warning you right now, this is a very discombobulated Cocktails in the War Room tonight. There is a lot going on in this room right now. Welcome back to Cocktails in the War Room. Welcome to episode 229. I am your host, Mistress Carrie. Something is going on with the War Room show tonight. It is acting really weird. There's a lot of strangeness going on. First of all, for anybody that's new, welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. I'm your host, Mistress Carrie. This is what we do every Tuesday night at 8:30. We get together. We talk about all of the craziness that's going on in the world. We talk about music, talk about concerts. My host, the noisy mug... Come here. This is Wednesday. Say hi, Wednesday. No, she doesn't want to say hi. That's why we have the pug cam. So if you're new to the War Room, this is my co-host, Wednesday. She is a pain in my ass, and she wants cookies really, really bad right now. And, well, this is Wednesday. Sit down so everyone can see your sweet face. This is the pug cam. That's where you can find her on Instagram. There you go. Can you chill now? Can you just chill for a minute, or are you going to be a pain in my ass the whole time? As you can tell, there's something going on with all the logos on the show tonight. I have no idea what the hell happened. Something happened in the carryover between the computer that I build the show on and the computer that actually runs the show, and I have no idea what the hell is going on, but the logos are all discombobulated. I have no idea what the hell happened in the transfer, but that's just one of the many things that's getting weird about tonight's show. So, yeah, see, all the logos are missing. I have no idea what happened. The other thing that I want to tell you guys is that the War Room is under construction, and there has been banging all freaking day since 7:30 this morning in here. And so my normal clocks aren't up on the wall. You're not going to hear the ticking in the background. I had to take everything off the wall because they're banging on the exterior wall of the War Room. Hey, shh, I'm trying to talk to the people. That's the second thing. Third thing is I had dental work done today. And so my cocktail tonight, I'm drinking it out of my lovely Cheez-It tumbler out of a straw because I can't feel this part of my face. I tried to eat soup after I went to the dentist. Wait, the closed captioning is on too? What the hell is going on with the show tonight? I swear there's like a gremlin or like something going on with the show. I really hope that everything is right on here. What am I building, Melissa wants to know? I'm actually doing some maintenance / preventative maintenance in the War Room. We're doing some work on the exterior wall of the War Room, and we're adding some more insulation, and it's actually going to help the soundproofing in the room as well. But because they've been doing so much banging, all of the stuff that's on the wall normally in the War Room had to come down because they've been hammering so much and they were afraid they were going to break it. So the War Room looks like literally a bomb went off in here today. And that was going on all day. The trip to the dentist, still trying to find a way. I don't know if I'm going to need to find a vocal coach or something, but by the end of the week, every week, my voice is so shot now that I'm still hoarse, even though I took last week off from the show. So there's a lot going on. So I'm sorry that I missed the show last week. I apologize. I literally was so exhausted and my voice was so shot last week that I was just like, there's no way I'm going to make it through the show tonight. So what's up, Laura? Closed caption is on. I don't even know how to turn that off. I don't even know how it got turned on in the first place. But you know why it might be on, actually? Because today is National ASL Day. And that might be why it's on today. It's why Metallica released all of the videos from the new album 72 Seasons today with sign language interpreters on them, which I tweeted out that link if you want to check that out. So maybe it's because it's National ASL Day that they put the closed captioning on, which I think is amazing if that's why they did it. So who you calling horse? Yeah, the voice is a little rough. I have no idea what the hell is going on with the show, though. Like, I've been up so early. The show was built early. I was on time. And then just as I was getting ready to hit and make the show go live, I started noticing that the graphics were all screwy, and I have no idea why. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But did you drop the computer? Tom, I did not drop the computer, believe it or not. No, everything is cool. The closed captioning is usually on, Melissa says. It is? Why didn't you guys tell me that? I had no idea. Jen says it helps a lot of people. I'm totally fine with it being on. I just never knew that it was on before. So maybe that's a setting on my end. It could be a setting on your end. Some people are seeing it, some people aren't. So, yeah, it's very strange. Okay, can you be a nice girl? Can you sit down? High five. Sit. High five. Paw. Thank you. Can you chill for a little while now and stop the whining? Let me see. Just like Ronnie from Falling in Reverse, he only played one show out of the 3 Florida shows, but it was a great show, says Christine. Yeah, I saw that. I was talking about it on the sit rep today, that he swears he's not sick. It's just problems with his voice. He said in his video that a lot of singers go through it. And as far as I know, Falling in Reverse is going to be at the big gig this weekend. And we'll talk about the big gig coming up. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So Steven says no closed captioning here. Lisa says I've never seen it. Melissa says Carrie missed someone's birthday last week. I missed a lot of people's birthdays canceling the show last week, which is never my intent to cancel on you guys. But there's just been a lot going on. Last week, I also had kind of a surprise visit from the Hubs. There was a lot of, hey, can you stop? There's been a lot of work going on. And also, this one over here continues to be the neediest pug in the universe. So clingy that she joins me for my radio shows during the day now. Normally, she would come downstairs into MCHQ whenever I was doing the sit rep or working late at night. Now she wants to come. She knows the words go in the studio, and she gets all excited, and she runs to the stairs. Hey, get back up. And wants to go into the studio. There's now a bed for her in the studio that she's in almost all the time. And if you listened really close on the radio today, there was a possible hint of banging, although MCHQ is soundproof pretty good. But you also probably heard a hint of pug snoring on the radio today. And that's, Donna says, I don't know if it's turned off on the settings on my end. Ralph says the Twilight Zone, everything glitches, me, Keith, etc., says Jonathan. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, the templates of the show are pretty much the same. And then what I do is every week I go in and kind of move things around. I have no idea why all the graphics are shot today, but they obviously are because none of the War Room graphics are on the show. Wednesday, you're being very fresh. Stop. Don't make me use the finger. See the finger? See it? Wagging at you? Don't make me wag the Don't make me wag the finger. Let me see. Happy belated birthday to Keith. See, it's all really, I canceled the show last week so that we didn't have to say a happy real birthday to Keith, so that it could just be a happy unbirthday Keith. So Keith, I apologize for missing your birthday. Walter, Alt, Control, Delete. Yeah, Mickey, I don't know what the hell happened. Ooh, I just felt the tingling. I think I might be getting feeling back in my upper lip. Guys, I do not have a needle phobia, and I have a pretty high threshold for pain. But is there anything that freaks you out more than being laid back in the dentist chair, right, with the crazy goggles on and the bib, and you've got your mouth wide open and you see the dude coming with the giant needle, and does yours take the cheek and like do this as he's jabbing it with the needle? Because that's what he was doing today. This side I can feel. This side, still a little rough. I sent the hubs a selfie earlier, smiling because I couldn't move this side of my face, and it was like, yeah, it was a little jacked up. Jen says, your voice is your livelihood, so you need to take care of that. You need breaks. Trust me, Jen. I am trying to work on scheduling, and the problem is that when your voice is your livelihood, when you're not working, you want to try to not talk, right? Except your real life requires talking, right? Like you want to talk to your friends and your family. You want to be able to go out. You want to be able to do things, go out to dinner, talk to your spouse sometimes. And so it's all, just a little bit insane, the juggling act of everything that's going on. But, okay, plug in the war room into the studio PA. Yes, Mr. Fitz. Finally, Keith's birthday. Happy birthday all the time, says Shannon. Yeah, like the jiggling of the cheek, the big needle. Wednesday. Why are you being so fresh? This is not okay. I know you see that sitting there. The cookie. I know you see it sitting there. But you can't just be a pain in the ass and beg for it. You have to wait and be a good girl. So stop. Back up a little bit by the clam. Sit down. Stay. Be a good girl. Just stay. No, down. She's looking at my hands. Jonathan says, I wish we could see our own vocal cords. Mine would look like Keith Richards. Seriously. Although Keith Richards is probably going to outlive us all, so I guess that's a good analogy for my vocal cords too. There you go. That's it. The cookies are gone Wednesday. See? I even gave you ice cream today. Yeah, you heard me. I have actually you bit the dentist before? It was self-defense, says Tracy. There's a story there. I have over 12 tattoos. We get the freaking needle away from my mouth. Yeah, diva, exactly. Like, see, and it's not like a regular like needle. It's like the big needle, right? It's like too big of a needle to be coming near my face. So, yeah, a little brutal. Yesterday was Shannon Larkin's birthday. Yeah, last week would have been Mark Tremonti's birthday on the show, but we missed that. Now I want ice cream, says Melissa. So one of my favorites is pistachio. I love pistachio everything. Mike's Pastry in the North End makes the most amazing pistachio macaroons that I get every time I go there, which included last week when I had friends in running the marathon. Like everybody, they wanted to go to the North End. They wanted to eat. They wanted to get cannolis at Mike's. I never get cannolis at Mike's Pastry for myself. I always get pistachio macaroons instead because they are freaking delicious. But I had pistachio ice cream today and it was so good. Jonathan said, I've said for years I wish insurance would cover tattoos like they do the dentist. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? That would be amazing. Let's see. Yeah, him and the cockroaches, meaning Keith Richards. Exactly. What's up, Bonnie Joan? Mr. Voorhees says modern pastry. And that, if you're not from the Boston area, Mike's Pastry is one of the most Instagram places in all of Boston. More locals say that modern is better, and they're right across the street from each other. I say go to both, get a cannoli from each, do a side-by-side comparison. Let me see. Pistachio, ew. Mark, don't sass the pistachio. Delicious. Who's going to be at the big gig this weekend? Shannon, I am. We got to talk about the big gig coming up. We got a lot to talk about, actually. So first of all, I want to talk about some of the pictures. What? Where did all the pictures go? I have no idea what happened. I think this show is going to be an absolute clusterfuck because I had all of the pictures of John Connolly finishing the marathon here from Seven Dust last week that I wanted to show you. They've disappeared. Let's see what's on this one. Congratulations to my friend General Buzza, who was up from Fort Bragg running the marathon. He finished in 3:47:38. John Connolly from Seven Dust qualified for next year's marathon as a charity runner with a time of 3:24:53. The cutoff for his age group is 3:25. John Connolly is a beast. He did not cut my time in half at 3:12 like we had talked about on the podcast on episode 149, but he is a beast, finishing the marathon 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 53 seconds, which is just insane. Let's see what else is fucked up in the war room tonight. All of the graphics are screwed up on the show. All of them. All of them. Why? Episode 229 is going to go down. We need to come up with a nickname for this episode so that it can go in the dictionary, because this episode is going to go down in history as like the Gremlin episode, the Ghost episode, the Ghost of the War Room episode, which, let me just tell you this story. I have long believed that the former owner of the house, who may or may not have passed away in the house, I never found out for real, always shows up in my mind, if you believe in that kind of thing, whenever I'm doing any kind of renovation around the house. And it's not like an evil thing. It's more of like I just want to kind of check out and see what you're doing with the house. And my house is a very weird kind of mid-century house, and I love the design of it, and I love the quirkiness of it, the Austin Powers, Brady Bunch vibe of it, and I'm very protective of that. And I always want to make sure that I'm honoring the architect that built it, because the architect that built it had a very particular vision for this house. And the place that I always feel like the former owner of the house is the war room, because when he lived here, this was his study. This is where he drank wine. It's where he listened to music. It's where he kept his books. This is where he entertained. It was like his study, his library. And now I renamed it the War Room, and renovations started today on the house. I'm not saying it's the former owner just letting me know he's here, but I'm not saying it's not the former owner saying he's here, because I started renovations today. The What the F episode. Yeah, exactly. Episode 229. The What the F episode, the Gremlin episode, the Pistachio episode. My favorite, says Tom. Visiting the Conjuring house tomorrow, says Diva. You have a good time with that. Because I'll tell you what, if the former owner of the house was not nice, I would have been out like a scout on a new route. I'm not about making a horror movie out of my house. Not happening. However, I believe that the former owner is super happy that someone that loved his house that he lived in for a long time, and that I respect it so much and want to take care of it so much, and that I'm trying to bring all of the original gardens back to the yard. Like I'm anybody that knows me, that has been to my house, has heard me speak ad nauseum about the history of my house and how much I love my house. All I'm saying is the show looked fine before I came in here tonight. okay? And if you're new to the War Room, usually the show, for the most part, is polished and there's logos and graphics and it's organized. And if on the rare occasion there's a fuck up or a typo, you have to drink because that's the social and that's my punishment for having a mistake on the show. This whole episode is a social because every single thing has gone wrong. The Walter took the day off episode, not a former owner, more like he was down when you were designing the graphics or the server where the images are is not reachable tonight, etc. Look, stop trying to bring practicality into this, Mr. Voorhees, okay? The Fuster Cluck episode? Yeah, exactly. Been there, ask your higher power to watch over you, and you walk in and you should be fine. Alien, says Will. Yeah, exactly. Your house looks so inviting. Oh, yeah, it's inviting, all right, that it's the Conjuring episode. Please make more mistakes, says Keith. Yeah, because everybody's wasted. That's why. No worries about when you start hearing your name, then worry. Jen, I would literally leave a vapor trail. It would be pantsless like Keith always is, out the front door, banging on the neighbor's door, calling 911 and a real estate agent. Exactly. We're all going to need AA with these fuck-ups, says Bish. Yeah, exactly. We're drinking all episodes, says Melissa. What's up, Brendan? Welcome to the craziest episode in Cocktails in the War Room history. Brutal. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else got screwed up. All right, I want to remind you guys about the special War Room on deployment. It's happening at the American Legion in Worcester, coming up next weekend. It says details coming soon. I already gave you all the details. There's usually a flyer here. What the hell is going on? It's happening next Saturday. Go to the events calendar if you want all the details. Because obviously, you're not going to get him here because the flyer wasn't on the screen. There was a picture of me and Orlando Cabrera at the Woo Sox game a couple of weeks ago here. Gone. Do want to remind you I'm going to be at Polar Park this Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday, and it's also Framingham Day at Polar Park for the Woo Sox game. They're bringing Framingham native Red Sox alumni Lou Merlone, who is a former coworker of mine, and because I'm a graduate of Framingham State, I am going to be there for Framingham Day. Also want to remind you guys that Rockfest is coming up in September at Indian Ranch. Get those details on the events calendar because the flyers aren't here. The big gig is happening this Saturday at the DCU Center. Tickets are still available. There's the lineup. Breaking Benjamin, hopefully falling in reverse if Ronnie Radke's voice isn't effing up the way that episode 229 is. The Pretty Reckless, Dorothy, Beartooth, Mike Shue and I are going to be there to host it. Yeah, what? What the F is going on? I just don't get it. But we just got to roll with it. Can't do anything about it. We'll just do it live, as he said famously. The big announcement, just wanted to give you guys... Wanted to give you guys an update that things at the Bone in Portland, Maine are doing great. I have actually got an appearance coming up in Portland in June that I will give you guys more details about coming soon. But response from the audience has been amazing. If you're joining me from Portland right now, going, hey, I'm going to check out Mistress Carrie's video show, Cocktails in the War Room. This is not what the show usually looks like. We're having an issue. But you can hear me 3 to 7 every weekday afternoon on 106.3 The Bone in Portland, Maine. And you can download the Bone app and listen live. You can also check out the Mistress Carrie podcast. I don't even know if I should be giving you guys this freaking thing. I can't even handle it. I hope you guys are getting a laugh out of this because I'm not. I'm just going to move this. I don't even know where the graphic is for the cocktails. Cocktail recipe of the week. Let me see if I can find something strong. I had intended, because when my husband was here, we actually did, I say he did some work on my raspberry patch. So this week I wanted to do a drink with raspberries in it because the raspberries have, I don't have berries yet, but the leaves are starting to sprout on my raspberries. This one's called the Raspberry Sip. It's an ounce of fresh raspberry juice. I don't know how many raspberries you need to make an ounce of raspberry juice, but that's what you need. You also need a half an ounce of Cointreau and a half an ounce of creme de banana. And you need champagne. It actually sounds really delicious. You shake the ingredients, except the champagne, and then strain the mixture into a champagne flute, fill with champagne, stir, and serve. So it's kind of like a mimosa, kind of like a Bellini kind of a vibe, but instead it's called a raspberry sip. It's got a little banana in there. It's got a little crispness from the champagne, the Cointreau, obviously giving it a little bit of citrus, and the raspberry as well. Obviously, we're going to garnish with fresh raspberries, or you could get all fancy as fuck and make ice cream or ice cubes with raspberries and like mint leaves frozen in them. That's what they do at the bridal showers now. And float one of those in there if you want to be super fancy. But I thought this sounded like a really nice, like, summer drink. And if you have raspberries in the yard like I do, there's something else you can do with them besides eat them with your cereal, is you can drink them. All right, podcast recap. There's a couple recaps we got to get through, and obviously there's no pictures, there's no nothing. Episode 149 featured John Connolly from Seven Dust talking all about his serious marathon prep, which obviously paid off because he qualified for next year's marathon. Whether or not he's going to be able to run it, I don't know, because who knows what's going to be going on with Seven Dust. They just announced they're going on tour with Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH with a gig in Foxwoods. So, but episode 149, if you didn't check it out, anybody that ever wants to even think about running the marathon, this is definitely an episode that you want to check out because John took it serious, legit serious. Episode 150 featured a return performance of Lance Dowdle from Ashes to New and a very large Mistress Carrie podcast logo. Fucking A. That's all I can say. Yeah, you're getting all the swears tonight on the show, guys. Shannon says, I'm out. I don't like banana. I thought Shannon was leaving because of all the graphics. I suppose you could add a different creme liqueur if you wanted to take the banana out. But the champagne, the Cointreau, and the raspberry juice or raspberry puree, I think would be great with anything. Oh, great. People are welcoming Joe. Joe, if this is your first episode, welcome to the Clusterfuck episode. I think that's what I'm going to end up calling it. This is episode 229 of Cocktails in the War Room, and it's by far the biggest technical clusterfuck we've ever had on the show. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Mark says, John Connolly was awesome. Definitely took notes for my training. Yeah, for sure. John is a beast. He's a triathlete. And he doesn't know how to do anything half-ass. I am living proof that you don't have to take it quite as seriously and you'll still finish the marathon. You're just not going to finish in 3:24:53, but you will finish. Brett says Danielle is on ZLX right now. Like right now? Like she's doing nights on ZLX right now? Or just she's on all the time on ZLX now? Carrie is on the bone. Carrie is the bone, playable on the bone. Brendan? Ooh, something just twinged to my face. I think I got more feeling back. I don't know what you mean, pervert. Let it up, Mistress Carrie. Just let it rip. Oh, it's Lobster Joe. It's not his first episode. Joe, you know that I'm on the air up in Maine now, right? Joe's the lobster fisherman. Now I'm on the air in Portland, and hopefully you can listen to The Bone while you're fishing for lobsters. He was so ripped, says Christine. Yeah. You talking about John Connolly? Yeah, completely ripped. All right, want to tell you guys who's on the episode this week. Episode 151 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, which goes live at midnight tonight, features Johnny Christ from Avenged Sevenfold, and this episode is really fun. Not only is Avenged Sevenfold getting ready to release a new album, not only are they going to be at the Xfinity Center later this summer, but Johnny Christ also has his own podcast on YouTube called Drinks with Johnny, where he invites his rock star friends, and he does the show from his home bar, kind of like Cocktails in the War Room. And so he and I were joking about doing a cross-promotion episode, but he's a LA Lakers fan, and obviously, while I am rooting for my beloved Celtics, there may or may not have been a little wager talk in this week's episode. So if you're an Avenged Sevenfold fan, if you're a sports fan, if you're a guitar fan, you are definitely going to love this week's episode. He also plays bass in the band, but he also does play guitar. We talked about it. And if you're a bass player, this is also a bass player lovers episode as well. So super excited to have him on the show. He's really, really fun. And we had a really hilarious conversation about him hosting his own show now, because usually he's the person that gets interviewed, and now he's the interviewer instead of the interviewee. And so we talked a little bit about that as well, which a lot of bands that have members that have their own podcast kind of talk about. And I'll give you a little bit of a hint for next week's episode. My guest on next week's episode has his own podcast as well. Episode 152 is pretty awesome as well. Find out who's going to be on next week. But episode 151 goes live at midnight tonight, and it features Johnny Christ from Avenged Sevenfold. Want to remind you guys about the sit rep, that if you subscribe and follow the Mistress Carrie podcast, not only do you get the weekly episodes, the bonus episodes, the after action reports from the War Room, but every weekday you get the situation report, which is all your rock news, music headlines, entertainment updates, and it's around 5 minutes long, and you get it 5 days a week. So you can listen to it super early in the morning, get caught up with everything that's going on in music and entertainment, and then get it about your day. Brendan says, Carrie, I meant to say Alexa, not my bone. So Alexa, I'm still waiting on final word that it's working. I hired a company to make that work. So the podcast is going to be available on Alexa devices very soon. They're working out all of the nerdiness, and they've been telling me that we were going to be launching soon for a while. They've been working on this since before New Year's. I don't know what the holdup is, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it, because I'm dying to be able to tell you guys that there is now a phrase you can tell Alexa that will bring up the podcast. So Mark says, with my run today, I am up to 1,800 miles within the past 5 years, which is a pretty amazing thing considering that you just started running at all just a few years ago. So that's pretty awesome. Mickey says the graphics are just happy to see us. Eric says, I'm late. Hey, War Room. Eric, you are missing out on the Clusterfuck episode. All the graphics are jacked up. Welcome late. We're all drunk already from the socials because literally everything is messed up. Jonathan says, I literally can't stop laughing. I'm glad you guys find this funny, because it's driving me freaking bananas that the episode is so jacked up. All right. We are still holding, let's see what graphic shows up. Let's pull the handle and see what shows up. Well, the map didn't show up, but we're holding strong. Oh, wait, no, this slide looks normal. Here's all the places you can listen to the podcast. So no matter where you want to listen, all of the episodes are available in full on YouTube. You can get all the episodes at mistresscarrie.com. It's part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. The podcast is available in all of these places. And this is the one that let's drum roll. Let's see which graphic shows up. No map. The podcast holding strong at 149 countries. But pretty spectacular that 149 countries are listening to the podcast. So thank you guys for that. I can't promise that any of these music headlines are going to do us any justice. Oh, here we go. All right. The new Stained album is coming out in September. It's called Confessions of the Fallen. The new song Lowest in Me is out now. Somebody mentioned the Foo Fighters earlier. Their new album, but here we are, comes out on June 2nd. The new song is called Rescued, and you can definitely hear the influence of the passing of Taylor Hawkins in the new song. The new song is out now. The Foo Fighters are going to kick off their touring at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, I believe the Wednesday before Memorial Day weekend, and then the Friday night of Memorial Day weekend, they are going to be headlining night number 1 of Boston Calling. Candlebox getting ready to release their Unplugged album live at the Neptune. That's coming out on June 23rd. The Muppets Mayhem, May 10th. Another hint about next week's podcast episode. The person on the podcast next week may or may not be making an appearance with the Muppets. That's all I'm going to tell you. Aerosmith is teasing an announcement on Monday. They have got a running countdown on their website right now. It looks like the announcement is coming at 10 a.m. on Monday, and everybody believes that this is the announcement Joe Perry was talking about with the Boston Globe last week, that Aerosmith is getting ready to release about 40 tour dates starting in September and going into 2024. But the Aerosmith announcement is coming up on Monday. Huh? But where did those go? I don't even know what was on there. Probably that U2 announced the first leg of the residency at the Sphere. Those dates are in September and October. Shows that are coming to town include Tarja in June on the 18th at Big Night Live. Let's see what this slide looks like. Shake the dice. Hey! Coming to the Xfinity Center, everybody from Dave Matthews. Avenged Sevenfold is going to be there July 19th. Party Gras with Bret Michaels and Night Ranger and Jefferson Starship and Mark McGrath. That is July 21st. Godsmack and Stained is July 26th. Mudvayne with everybody from Coal Chamber, like so many people on that show. Mudvayne is July 30th. Jelly Roll, who's getting ready to release a collaboration with Hollywood Undead tomorrow. He's going to be at the Xfinity Center on August 4th. Foreigner with Loverboy August 5th. Disturbed with Ginger at the Xfinity Center on August 18th. Ghost on the 19th. Nickelback on the 22nd. The Offspring on September 3rd. Shake it up, shake it up. What do we got? What's going to show up on the screen? Hey, there we go. Blink-182 headed to the TD Garden. They ended up headlining Coachella because of cancellations. Band sounded great. Blink-182 at the Garden on May 21st. Queen and Adam Lambert. Yeah, there's 2 shows. That's a screw up because they're also there on October 15th. Avatar at the Paradise, May 24th. Hollywood Vampires are going to be at the Box Center Wang Theater coming up on May 31st. That's Joe Perry. That's Alice Cooper. That's Johnny Depp. Godsmack sold out the Mohegan Sun Arena on May 28th. Coheed and Cambria at Roadrunner on May 4th. Extreme and Living Color at Roadrunner on August 5th. Those tickets are on sale now. They went on sale this past Friday. Aaron Lewis at Foxwoods on April 22nd. He's also got, I believe, 2 dates at Indian Ranch as well. Greta Van Fleet at the TD Garden. Tickets aren't open sale Friday. They're on sale, and they went on sale already. Pardon me. More of my mouth is working. That's good. Okay, at the Palladium, Wage War on May 12th, Rival Sons on May 31st, Weezer outdoors on July 1st, Parkway Drive outdoors at the Palladium on September 15th. This show is already sold out, but they are one of my favorite new bands. Talk about blending genres in a completely new way. It's pop, it's metal, it's like 80s synth goth. It's everything I love about music, and they are just on fire. They were on tour with In This Moment last year. I think they played the MGM Music Hall in September. Sleep Token completely sold out the Palladium already. This is a band you want to keep your eyes on later this year and into next year. They're getting ready to release a new album. They're going to be huge. I have been listening to them almost nonstop. They're so good. So if you haven't checked out Sleep Token yet, you definitely want to check them out. But they announced the show at the Palladium and it sold out almost immediately. So pretty spectacular for those guys. The MGM Music Hall welcoming everybody from the Pixies and Les Claypool to Yellowcard, Noel Gallagher, Newfound Glory, Mastodon, Gojira, Beck. Just added, this got announced today, just in time for Halloween, Motionless in White, October 29th. Tickets go on sale this Friday for Motionless in White. And yes, we're going to get Chris Motionless back on the show before that happens. But that is going to be one of the places you're going to want to go and celebrate Halloween this year. Also, Thrice and the Struts are going to be at the House of Blues as well. Okay, let's see. Let's see what shows up. Oh, the new releases showed up. So this coming Friday, this is some of the new music that's coming out. Cradle of Filth, Trouble and Their Double Lives, Crown the Empire, Dogma, The Damned, Darkadelic, Hollywood Undead, releasing Hotel California Deluxe. Rush is releasing the Signals 40th Anniversary Edition. This all comes out on Friday. By the way, did you guys get anything good for Record Store Day over the weekend? What's up, Heidi? Welcome to the Clusterfuck episode. Mistress Carrie, can I tell the University of Southern California about your War Room podcast, please, and Cocktails in the War Room? Why wouldn't you be able to tell? Well, Eric, why do you need to tell the University of Southern California about that? Is there a joke that I'm missing? What am I missing? Let's see. Looks like the graphics for the latter portion of the show are working. No, they're not, because see the logo? The logo's all jacked up. Mail call. No mail. The mail call. Sorry, Wednesday. You got spoiled on your birthday a couple of weeks ago, so don't even worry about it. All right, what do we got? Website. There was a picture right here of the coasters. It's a good thing I brought them in with me. So over the weekend, I went down and picked up the new Slate coasters from my friends at B18, who are a new veteran-owned company in Massachusetts. Look at the hiccups. All of a sudden, she's awake now because she thinks what's in the box is for her. But this is the coasters Wednesday. Sorry, love bug. So the coasters are in. So they are slate. They are laser etched with the War Room graphics on them. This is how they come. So they come gift wrapped already. They come in their custom box. Then they come in a shipping box so that if you wanted to buy them as a gift, maybe for Father's Day, they already come wrapped up. When you open them, they come wrapped up in bubble wrap, sealed in between each coaster and sealed up in purple paper as well. And then I get them packed to ship. But I wanted to show you what the coasters look like. This is laser etched into the slate. It is slate. Don't worry about your tables. They come with felt, kind of rubberized backings on the back. And you get a set of 4 of them. And they are made in Massachusetts and made by a veteran-owned company. One of my AAF to Afghanistan guys who you guys have heard me talk so much about here in the War Room, which is why I was super excited. Yes, there are other Mistress Carrie coasters in the online store, but I thought, kind of heavy duty, kind of more high end slate coasters with the War Room logo. And the laser etching, I mean, those lines are clear. He did a really, really good job. Super psyched about these. So these are up in the online store right now. If you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, there is a coupon code for you to get $5 off of the new coaster sets. And that's just one of the benefits of having a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass. Sorry, Wednesday, you can't eat the coasters. You don't need any more treats anyway. You had cookies. You got some of my ice cream today. All right, let's talk about birthdays, shall we? Happy birthday to Bjorn Ulvaeus from ABBA. And if you're born today, on April 25th, you share your birthday with Ella Fitzgerald as well. So happy birthday if today's your birthday. Happy unbirthday, Keith. Cheers. I could almost move my whole face again. I'm getting the feeling back. I was afraid to try to drink out of a glass, that it was just going to dribble all over me because that happened earlier. Love them. Well done, says Shannon. That looks so cool. They are badass. Alexa says, love those. The coasters are fire, says Heidi. Yeah, I'm super excited. We, just as a side note, we are the first paying customers of B18, which is the new company that my friend started. He and I met in Afghanistan, had remained friends, and he bought this machine and started screwing around with stuff. And I reached out to him and I was like, hey, is this a hobby for you or what are you doing? And he's like, well, no, I'm playing around with it a little bit, but I'm starting a company. And I said, well, let me know when you can handle like a big order because I have some ideas. And he was like, what do you want to do? And I sent him the graphics and he sent me mock-ups, either square or round. The Backstage Pass holders voted and said they wanted the coasters to be square with the War Room logo. And looking at them side by side, they were totally right. Plus the plastic coasters with just the Mistress Carrie logo that are already in the store. Those are already circular and those are purple. So I thought the slate laser etched coasters would be cool. By the way, I am going to have the coasters. You can buy them in person at the Cocktails in the War Room on deployment next Saturday at the American Legion in Worcester. They are not going to be at the big gig. There's certain things I just can't bring with me inside, like the 7-in-1 bartender tool because it has a knife in it. I'm not bringing slate coasters into the DCU Center. So it'll be a lot more of the soft stuff at the DCU Center on Saturday and a lot more Cocktails in the War Room stuff that you'll be able to get at the Legion coming up next weekend. Ralph says, I had 4 teeth pulled 2 weeks ago waiting for implants. Ouch. I just got a filling, but the numbness in the mouth was not good. Eric says, nice. Carrie, you got a great friend. Yeah, he's awesome. And I was super excited to be able to help his company. And obviously, the more of these coasters that we buy, the more, because this is the first set. I took the first set. Then the more business we're going to send his way. He's also experimenting with some other stuff. And I told him when you get some more ideas, let me know because I would love to be able to put more of his stuff in the online store. So let's see. I have to go to the dentist myself. Pulling teeth. Oh, yeah, no, just a filling, but that was enough. Wednesday, stop clawing at me, please. So happy birthday to everybody whose birthday is today and who's not having a birthday today. All right, Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass. We're doing our exclusive live stream Sunday night. I probably won't have much of a voice because the big gig is on Saturday night, but the Backstage Pass holders, we are getting together for our monthly live stream Sunday night at 7:30. I'll send you guys the link. You can also, if you have a Backstage Pass, submit podcast interview questions. You get travel blog updates, early access to event tickets, merch, discount codes, and you also get concert ticket giveaways. You have access right now to Tarja, and also a lot of people got hooked up with big gig tickets that had Mistress Carrie backstage passes as well. And there are a lot of concert tickets that are going to be coming this summer. There are just so many shows coming to the area, and I'm working very hard to get concert tickets to give away, not only for the backstage pass holders, but also to get some tickets to give away here in the War Room. All right, here are all the places you can find me online: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Cameo, YouTube, and Patreon. You can also find me on the Pike's website, pikefm.com, and you can download the Pike app. You can also find me on 1063thebone.com and download the Bone app as well. Obviously, all the graphics are jacked up. Have you spoken to Sully about having the Scars Foundation endorsing for May 6th? I have not talked to Sully because they have been in tour rehearsals and they have been extremely busy with everything that's going on. So, no, I have not talked to him, but I just know that with the shows with I Prevail, the festivals they're playing in the Big Stained tour, and just doing everything they're doing in support of the new album, he has been out straight. He actually put up a pretty funny social media video saying that the label's been yelling at him because he hasn't been posting enough on social media because he's been so busy. What's up, Thomas? Donna says, I hit 50 this year. Holy crap, you're on Facebook, says Voorhees. Yes, smartass. The Pike is on the Odyssey app, don't forget. And yeah, so on the Bone as well, I believe they're on the Odyssey app. And they just kind of upgraded their stream as well. So people were messaging me saying, hey, now that you're on the Bone, now the stream has gone down. But they actually had to upgrade the stream. So Joe says, Carrie needs to come to the waterfront in Bangor when they play here. Joe, I am going to be making trips to Maine. Don't you worry. I am going to be around this summer. So, Jessica says, I saw that one and thought it was funny. Wait, which one did you see? Can you guys hear Wednesday playing with her crinkle toys on the floor in the background? Yeah. They're all over the floor right now. Not that the War Room's not already a mess because of the construction, but birthdays are just another day when there is no one to celebrate with, Jonathan says. You know what, Jonathan, look at it this way. And this is something that the older I get, the more I believe it. And this isn't just somebody trying to rationalize getting old. I think all of us, not just over the last few years, but just in general, have lost people before their time. People that will never get the luxury of growing old. And so birthdays were always a big deal in my family growing up. And it's something that I really try to commemorate and celebrate every year because there's a lot of people that never get to grow old. And so I try to do something special on my birthday, try to do something fun, try to commemorate it in some way. Even if you're alone, you definitely want to take a minute to just realize how special it is that you are another year older, because there are so many people that don't get to age and to be old. A lot of our friends we've lost for terrible reasons over the years. And so for sure, don't look at it as just another day. It's definitely a milestone and an honor and a privilege to get old. So Eric says Mayor Richard Riordan of Los Angeles died last Wednesday, and we are mourning out here. Eric, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Sorry, the comments are going so fast. What's up, Patrick? Let me know when your birthday is, and I will spend it with you, Trina says. See, that's nice, Jonathan. Jonathan says you make a good point. That's how I look at it now, because there were some birthdays that I kind of got bummed out about, just the idea of getting older. And I kind of had to get past that, especially with some of the friends that I've lost in the last few years, both music friends and personal friends. military friends specifically, that we need to kind of be thankful and grateful that we're another year older. So Keith says, when is your birthday? Are you asking my birthday? It's up on the event calendar every year. Wednesdays too. Right, Nugget? My birthday is in August. The big 3-8, says Mark. Did you just make a mess and put all of your toys all over the place? All right, guys, I'm going to end this clusterfuck of an episode. Episode 229, the clusterfuck episode. And so it has been named. 229 is going to go into the history books of Cocktails in the War Room. I have no idea what happened. I was so ready for the show. Wednesday, do you know what happened? Wednesday got her nails cut today. Wednesday was not happy about that, were you? That's why you got the ice cream. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm ending this episode before the computer blows up or something. Don't forget, episode 151 of the Mistress Carrie podcast goes live at midnight, featuring Johnny Christ from Avenged Sevenfold. I will see everybody at the DCU Center on Saturday for the big gig. There is going to be a Mistress Carrie table set up in the concourse, so definitely come and find me. If you don't have your tickets yet, Breaking Benjamin, Falling in Reverse, The Pretty Reckless, Beartooth, and Dorothy are on the lineup. And I believe there is a 100 FM The Pike after party at Off the Rails after the big gig as well. Mike Shue and I are going to be there as well. So definitely come and say hi. Get your Cocktails in the War Room gear on. Get your Mistress Carrie gear on. And I'll see you guys at the DCU Center on Saturday night. Look at her. Look at her. The way she's looking at me. Look at her little eyeballs. Wednesday. What's she looking at? Hi. I can't handle her. I just want to bite her. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. The clusterfuck episode of Cocktails in the War Room is now over, and I have no idea what graphic's going to come on the screen next. Anything? Anything?